it is Wednesday once again, so our list for you is our top 5 favorite spellcasters. And this one was one that she thought about and she forgot about, and I found it in our archives of stuff that we write because we
keep ridiculous notes.
that are all over the place, apparently.
Yeah.
But anyways, so we've been kind of looking forward to this one secretly in our subconscious. Yeah. And so we came up with a list very easily, which is rare for us.
Yeah.
So, top 5 favorite spellcasters in no particular order. First up, we have Zed from Legend of the Seeker.
Zedicus Zul'Zorander, who is one of the most sassy guys ever.
He's sassy, like, that's just the word.
He's just so much fun. I haven't read the books. You've read the books. I've watched the TV show. The actor who they have playing him on the TV show is just a vision of just perfection. He's just... You get introduced to him, he's naked and he's holding a chicken. Like...
It's true.
He is just so smart, but a little bit crazy, and he's so much fun, and he's holding a chicken, and the chicken, I forget the chicken's name, and it's like, oh, it's a pretty night tonight, Clarice.
That's what it is, Clarice.
I'm just like, oh my goodness, I'm going to love you forever.
And he's just unapologetic about just how little off balance he is, but you just love him like your crazy uncle. Yeah. He's just so much fun, and he's like a really good person too, so there you go.
Yeah.
Second on our list, we're going to put up a classical choice of Gandalf. He's kind of like Zed, but not quirky.
Gandalf is kind of like the Shakespearean version of Zed.
Yeah, really.
Where he's all like grand gestures and
power and mystique and...
Like, but Gandalf is definitely a lot more like... Everybody else in the Fellowship is very kind of... In the book, they're not as, like, quirky, I would say. Movie Gandalf. I've been rewatching The Lord of the Rings recently, and just, you watch his face through the entire Fellowship of the Ring, and he's just like, oh my god, what? Really? This is what you want? Really? Oh, well, a Balrog. Okay, god damn it, I'm gonna fight the fucking Balrog.
just bitter the whole way through.
It's just...
Secretly... Shit, I deal with cock.
It's just like... Gandalf is definitely really close to my heart just because he's just... He's so much fun.
And when you think of a wizard, that's who you think of.
Yeah, and I read in an academic paper a long time ago when we were in Tolkien and fantasy, someone talking about portrayal of fantasy and things, and how now whenever you think of Gandalf, you will think of Ian McKellen. He is Gandalf. There is nothing you can do. You read the book, it's Ian McKellen.
Next on our list, we have Magnus Bane from Cassie Clare's series.
Mortal Instruments.
The way you're introduced to Magnus is they're going to a party because I don't even remember.
They're trying to figure out Clary's head. And
they run into this man who does not know where his cat is. He's hosting this party for his cat. Don't know where the cat is. And Magnus Bane likes sparkles.
Lots and lots
of sparkles.
And he likes parties. Lots and lots of parties.
Now he's just a fun character. He's running through pretty much all of her books, and you just love every minute that he's in the scenes because he's very, very old. He's like, I don't know, something like 2,000 years old. He's got like cat eyes because that's his mark of being a half demon.
Yeah, a warlock.
Yeah, it's just how they are. They have some kind of weird something. And, yeah, he's just, like, he's very passionate about the people he falls in love with.
When you're first introduced to him, like, I knew I was gonna love him because they're trying to get into his party for his cat. And he's just like, and he lets them in, and then they have to come back later. And they go to the door and they knock on the door and he's like, who is it? The shadow hunters from before. And he's just like, oh, is it the pretty one? And Jace, being Jace, is just like, of course it is. Oh, and he opens the door and he's like, oh, where's the one with the dark hair? Oh, you wanna do something for me? Leave him with me.
So next on our list, we have new Mayor Salmelin from Tamora Pierce's
Immortal.
Just series is generally he's in there. But specifically in the Immortals. Anyways, he's on the top of my mind because we've been reading the series because we're going to review it, but he's always been one of my favorite characters. I don't know why specifically, but he's just really powerful, but he's very quirky. Like, he's described as being very, like, tall and kind of, like, gangly and stork-like, but very powerful, and he just loves books. Just very, just distracted by them. Distracted by knowledge. Like, he could be, like, in a dangerous situation. He's like, oh, new information! Like, let me just stop and study this! And he's very, like, easygoing. He's not, like, high maintenance, but if he gets really pissed, you better move because he will destroy you. And then there's one of my favorite scenes that kind of just illustrates his character where there's a basilisk, and basilisks can turn things to stone with their voice. And so the basilisk ends up, like, trying to turn him to stone because of mistaken identity. And he turns to stone for, like, 2 seconds, and then it just rolls right off of him. And he's like, do it again! I want to try that again! And the basilisk is like, mages and dragons, they just get distracted by these things, and you just have to tell them that you will continue these experiments at a better time. And just wonderful character. Last, but certainly not least, we have Rincewind from Terry Pratchett's series, Discworld series.
And unlike everyone else on this list, he is a bumbling, like, coward.
That's what Rincewind is. He is an unashamed coward. And you love him to death.
He was at the university, and he stumbled across a very, very big, powerful spell that takes up all of the space inside of his head, so all of the other spells are too afraid to be in his head, and
And he always, the thing about Rincewind is it's in his head, and if he uses it, something big is going to happen, and he always almost just gets to that point where he's going to use it, and then something happens and the spell goes away again. But it's just like, he's like,
he's so much fun just because of how much of a coward he is.
He's just like, he voices like those practical, sarcastic opinions where you're like, yep, that's what you would actually be thinking in that situation.
It's a good take on, like, the wizard character, because normally your wizard is your Gandalf, or your Zed, where they're the wizened figure whose knowledge and...
I will school you. Yeah, it's not Rincewind at all.
Rincewind.
So that was our list. We kind of didn't keep it as short as we wanted to, but we definitely gushed over
a bunch of characters. But there's something about our list that we kind of realized.
There are no women spellcasters that we really find enjoyable, and we couldn't actually really think of any.
The only one who really came to mind was Morgan Le Fay from, like, just some Arthur adaptations. But if you have any female spellcasters, please tell us about them, because this is something we want to fix.
Or Tamora Pierce, get on it.
Yeah, well, other than Tamora Pierce.
No, she hasn't written one. That's what I'm saying.
No, but Circle of Magic. She should have spellcasters in the Circle of Magic.
She does.
Everything but that.
I didn't like that series. Anyways.
Yeah, I didn't like it either. But yeah!
So anyways, let us know, and we will see you next Wednesday. Bye, guys.
Bye!